Hey everybody, welcome back to Brain Muffin at the Movies, and here we have stuff for Iron Man and Phase 1, MCU stuff. So this is from ScreenRant.com, and this is MCU Phase 1 moments that Disney wouldn't allow today, and probably ones that I've completely forgotten about. The vast majority of these movies I've seen once, only a handful I've seen more than once, and they're all boring. There are some eye-raising moments in the early MCU films that Disney wouldn't allow today, because they're not family-friendly, and you know what the House of Mouse does to movies and how sanitized they make everything. And that's why Dumbo's failing, because they suck. In the 20 MCU's film has grossed over $17 billion worldwide. Marvel Studios films are okay. Disney acquired Marvel. Okay, we don't really care after several Phase 1 films were released or already in development. And then they started screwing around with Phase 2 stuff. So Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, First Avenger, while Universal Pictures released The Incredible Hulk, beginning with 2012's The Avengers. That's okay, so this is where they started to go downhill, and with the exception of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 and Thor Ragnarok 3, they've all sucked. And Tony Stark MCU has built around a cocky, egotistical billionaire playboy. Okay, and his hedonistic lifestyle, woohoo, right there. That's bad news for Disney right there. Was actually part of his charm, and then it went away, and we completely forgot about it. He was an irresponsible and reckless but lovable narcissist who suffered a life-changing trauma. And they talked about that. Was that Iron Man 2? Where he said, what kind of, ego man? Anyway, let's get down to it. Sex scenes. I was looking at this article and completely forgot about this, and she looks dead. She's way too skinny. Wasted no time in establishing Tony Stark's cred as a billionaire playboy by sleeping with Kristen Everhart, Leslie Bibb. Excuse me, a reporter for Vanity Fair who was trying to write an unflattering expose. I forgot an accent. The two engage in a moonlight sex scene in Tony's Malibu home before a naked Kristen is woken up. It's awakened. Really? Awakened the next morning by the voice of Jarvis. She then explores Tony's pad while draped only in bedsheets. Yeah, but it's not really much of a sex scene. It is PG-13, but we didn't got bare butts or anything. It is a provocative scene that's quite adult in tone and wouldn't fly with Disney today. That's why it's all gone. Compared to today's MCU, these sex scenes are positively scandalous. Oh my god! We can't see him kissing. It's true love. Blah blah blah. Okay, let's just go on. Jokes when Tony embarrasses Peter Parker by hitting on Aunt May, that he flashes out the shameless playboy Tony used to be our scene. Okay. The airplane strip. Yeah, this was kind of, I was kind of shocked by this in the first movie, because in the second one they actually wear sit in normal seats or something. I'm getting a lot of this is going to be around Tony Stark. Today, Tony was more like to zip around while wearing Iron Man armor, but before he became a superhero, that billionaire playboy liked to fly in a lap of luxury. Literally, before Tony was kidnapped in the Middle East, he invited James Rhodes, Terrence Howard, to fly on his private plane. In typical Stark fashion, Tony's jet is high-tech, tricked out and stocked with top-shelf booze. What's more, Tony's flight attendants are gorgeous supermodels, and the plane transformed into a dance club for the girls, while stripper poles suddenly lowered for them to swing. Yeah, where does it? It's lowered. Where does it? Where do they hide that? It doesn't really fold up well, does it? All right, smoking. Again, this is Incredible Hulk movie I did not see. Post-credits scene: General Ross, William Hunt, bellied up in a bar and drinking his sorrows after away before Tony Stark arrived to talk to him about the Avengers Initiative. Not only was Ross, copiously inebriated, but he also simultaneously puffing on a giant cigar. Today, showing scenes of smoking are no-no. It calls the shots. I guess this is how they know where to go find the Hulk for the Avengers stuff. When Ross, Secretary of State, appears in Captain America Civil War to introduce the Avengers to the Sokovia Accords, he begins by launching into a story about suffering a heart attack while playing golf. He also says recovering from his near-death experience gave him perspective. Blah, 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 blah. All right. Hypersexualized Black Widow, alcoholism, and F-bombs. She really wasn't that hypersexualized. This scene, to me, it was to set to this is what Tony, he was still a bit known as a playboy, right? A little bit still. And really to kind of catch him off guard that a woman could look this good, this sexy, and be an agent. which actually surprises him. So Black Widow's introduction to the MCU and Iron Man 2 completely focused on Scarlett Johansson's considerable sex appeal. That's not true. Under the guise of Natalie Rushman, she joined the Stark Industries as Pepper's executive assistant, and Tony instantly hit on her, which is the whole point. He then Googled and oogled her lingerie modeling photos and told Pepper, I want one. Yeah, this is still in his Playboy days. The focus on Natasha Romanoff's assets only continued as Tony kept coming on to her, and later Natasha changed into her Black Widow uniform in the backseat of Tony Stark's limo as Happy watched her in the rear view mirror. I don't remember that scene because Iron Man 2 was so horrible. And yeah, but this is part of what this character. So this is why they're becoming so bland. This is a part of who they go. Look at the comics. Look at what sells. All right, Tony's alcoholism. Do we have to talk about this again? Which he then gets rid of. I can see that. And Stern's F-bomb. Does he really F-bomb? Had a rare moment that the F-bomb dropped in a Marvel movie when Tony Stark was called to appear in front of Senator Shandling, as I say. Infuriating, said the Flash grandstanded, infuriating Senator Stern. After he humiliated rival weapons manufacturer Justin Hammer, after he humiliated rival weapons manufacturer Justin Hammer, got the press on his side by declaring, I've successfully privatized world peace, and blew kisses to the committee. As he made his exit, a furious Senator Stern yelled, F you, buddy. Later, Stern got revenge when he pinned a medal on Tony and said, funny how things, how annoying a little prick can be, isn't it? Later, Stern got revenge when he pinned a medal on Tony. I don't remember that. I mean, this one I've only seen once. Was all sneaking an F-bomb at the very end of the movie when Aunt May catches Peter and Spidey yells and at the F, but the scene cuts to the credits before she can finish. Of course. So there we go. So there are some scenes that we're probably never going to see again as long as Disney owns everything, and that's where we're headed, unfortunately. So what do you think? You think we're going to still see some of this stuff in Deadpool? I think they're going to tone it down slowly, and we're not going to notice, and then before we know it, Deadpool will be PG-13, just like the rest of them. All right, thanks for stopping by, and thanks for clicking like and sharing my videos. And see you. Bye. All right, let's go. Yep, there's Scarlet. I wish she had a better acting voice, though. I don't know. It's just something about it. I don't know. Correct. Russian accent would make more sense, too. 3, 2, 1.